Hello dear students, today inshallah we're going to start the third lesson in chapter 1, which is Heterotrophic Nutrition in Living Organisms. As we have learned before that we have two types for nutrition, which are autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. We have finished talking about the autotrophic nutrition and the photosynthesis process in the green plant. Today, inshallah, we're going to talk about the heterotrophic nutrition, which are the living organisms that cannot make their own food. وكنا قسمناهم ل 3 groups: holozoics, parasites, and heterotrophic nutrition in the human body. هنا عندنا يا جماعة ال heterotrophic organisms, as we said, they obtain their food in the form of ready organic materials which are large and complex molecules. يعني ايه الكلام ده؟ احنا دلوقتي لما اتكلمنا على ال heterotrophic organisms قلنا ان هما they cannot make their own food and they have to take it from another living organism. طيب بياخدوها in form of what؟ زي الأكلة اللي قدامنا هنا في البيكتشرز دي بناخدها in form of large and complex molecules. طبعا الموليكيولز دي ما تقدرش ان هي تعمل diffusion into our cells. هنا عندنا الهيتيروتروفيك nutrition in order to absorb the food. علشان نقدر نعمل الهيتيروتروفيك nutrition عندنا two steps. أول step, after eating the food we have to digest it. يبقى لازم نعمل digestion process. طب بعد ما يحصل digestion للفود inside our digestive system ايه اللي بيحصل للdigested food ده؟ تمام، second step بيحصل له absorption. وقلنا ان absorption قبل كده اخدتوها زمان في البرايمري ستيج ان هي transfer of food من digestive system ل all the body cells. طيب how do we digest the food? By a special system in our body. To know what's the meaning of, first we have to know what's the meaning of digestion. Digestion means it's the process of converting large food molecules اللي هي البوليمرز. كنا اتكلمنا على البوليمرز السنة اللي فاتت وقلنا ان هي اللي هي اللارج molecules اللي هي الكربوهيدراتس والفاتس والبروتينز. It's the process of converting large food molecules اللي هي البوليمر into smaller ones اللي هي المونيمرز by means of hydrolysis. وكنا قلنا hydrolysis دي reaction by adding water. طب كل الحاجات دي بتتم by the help of enzymes. يبقى احنا in order to make digestion we have to change the polymers into monomers. طب ايه البوليمرز اللي احنا بناخدها؟ أول حاجة بناخد بروتين اللي بناكله في الميت والفيش. We have to digest it in order to change it to its monomer, and the monomer of protein is the amino acid زي ما أخدنا السنة اللي فاتت. طيب الكربوهيدراتس أو الستارش we have to digest it to its monomer which is the monosaccharide أو الجلوكوز. And finally we have the fats that we take or the lipids. We have to digest it to its monomer which is the As we said, digestion takes place by the effect of enzymes. طب تعالوا نفتكر مع بعض كده هي كانت ايه الانزيمز دي؟ برضو احنا كنا درسنا الانزيمز السنة اللي فاتت وقلنا ان الانزيمز دي protein substance which has the properties of catalyst. وكنا اتكلمنا على الكاتاليست دي وقلنا ان هي بتعمل speeding up للchemical reaction. يبقى هنا عندنا الانزيمز it's a protein substance made of protein which has the properties of catalyst and has the ability to activate a particular chemical reaction. كل enzyme عندنا ليه specific reaction بيعمل له activation. طيب لو بصينا هنا عندنا للصورة دي هنا عندنا الانزيم and this place in the enzyme we call it the active site. الactive site ده اللي بيعمل combining مع السبستريت أو الرياكتنت اللي عايزة تعمل الرياكشن وبعدين تدينا البرودكت بالظبط زي ما What are the properties of the enzymes؟ زي ما أخدنا قبل كده إن they never affect the products of the reaction, but they only accelerate the rate of the reaction. ملهمش علاقة بالبرودكت، مش بيعملوا أي effect على البرودكت، هما بس بيسرعوا الكيميكال reaction. طيب في some enzymes عندنا have a reversible effect. يعني إيه reversible effect؟ reversible effect يعني زي ما بتعمل breaking down للسبستريت عشان تدينا البرودكت، ممكن برضو تعمل لنا combining للبرودكت عشان ترجع لنا السبستريت تاني. example عندنا للreversible enzymes دي اللي عندها reversible effect enzyme اسمه carbolic anhydrase enzyme. ده مجرد example بالنسبة لكم عشان تعرفوا يعني نوضح أكتر يعني إيه reversible effect. ده بيعمل catalyze the following reaction اللي هي إيه؟ combining carbon dioxide gas with water عشان يدينا الكربونيك acid. وممكن يعمل irreversible effect act on the carbonic acid عشان يطلع الكربون دايوكسيد والووتر تاني. الكربونيك انهيدريز انزيم ده يا جماعة لما دوروا عليه في البادي بتاع الليفينج اورجانيزم لقوا ان هو موجود mainly في الريد بلاد سيلز in order to carry الكربون دايوكسيد gas during the respiration process. ده to facilitate the transfer of carbon dioxide gas في respiration process. طبعا ده for your information يعني الكلام ده مش عليكم. طيب the next property for the enzyme. Some enzymes are secreted in an inactive state. Inactive state يعني ما بيبقاش active الانزيم ده مش بيشتغل. زي عندنا هنا البيبسينوجين انزيم. البيبسينوجين انزيم ده secreted في السمول intestine هنعرف بعد كده. البيبسينوجين ده بيبقى secreted في الاستمك. ده بيبقى inactive علشان يحصل له activation بيحصل له activation بالهيدروكلوريك acid اللي secreted by the stomach عشان يتحول لبيبسين. بيبسين انزيم ده الاكتيف فورم بتاع البيبسينوجين، والبيبسين ده هنعرف بعد كده ان هو الانزيم اللي responsible for breaking down البروتينز. The next property for the enzyme is that they are specific in their function. احنا عارفين المعلومة دي من السنة اللي فاتت، معناها ان each enzyme can accelerate only one type of reaction. كل enzyme ليه reaction واحدة بيعمل لها activation. يعني ما ينفعش نلاقي enzyme بيعمل more than one function. Let's now talk about the structure of the digestive system in man. The digestive system in man consists of two parts, which are alimentary canal and associated gland. طب تعالوا نشوف مع بعض ايه هي الalimentary canal وايه هي associated glands دي. لو بصينا كده على digestive system هنلاقي ان alimentary canal it starts with the mouth، بعد كده عندنا esophagus، stomach، small intestine، بعد كده عندنا large intestine and it ends with the anus. يبقى عندنا alimentary canal دي starts with the mouth and end with the anus. طيب what about the associated glands? Associated glands دي glands بتعمل help للalimentary canal in the digestion process، وهم 3.
Across the whole planet, humans eat on average between 1 and 2.7 kilograms of food a day. That's over 365 kilograms a year per person, and more than 28,800 kilograms over the course of a lifetime. And every last scrap makes its way through the digestive system. Comprised of 10 organs, covering 9 meters, and containing over 20 specialized cell types, this is one of the most diverse and complicated systems in the human body. Its parts continuously work in unison to fulfill a singular task, transforming the raw materials of your food into the nutrients and energy that keep you alive. Spanning the entire length of your torso, the digestive system has 4 main components. First, there's the gastrointestinal tract, a twisting channel that transports your food and has an internal surface area of between 30 and 40 square meters, enough to cover half a badminton court. Second, there's the pancreas, gallbladder, and liver, a trio of organs that break down food using an array of special juices. Third, the body's enzymes, hormones, nerves, and blood all work together to break down food, modulate the digestive process, and deliver its final products. Finally, there's the mesentery, a large stretch of tissue that supports and positions all your digestive organs in the abdomen, enabling them to do their jobs. The digestive process begins before food even hits your tongue. Anticipating a tasty morsel, glands in your mouth start to pump out saliva. We produce about 1.5 liters of this liquid each day. Once inside your mouth, chewing combines with the sloshing saliva to turn food into a moist lump called the bolus. Enzymes present in the saliva break down any starch. Then your food finds itself at the rim of a 25-centimeter long tube called the esophagus, down which it must plunge to reach the stomach. Nerves in the surrounding esophageal tissue sense the bolus's presence and trigger peristalsis, a series of defined muscular contractions. That propels the food into the stomach, where it's left at the mercy of the muscular stomach walls, which pound the bolus, breaking it into chunks. Hormones secreted by cells in the lining trigger the release of acids and enzyme-rich juices from the stomach wall that start to dissolve the food and break down its proteins. These hormones also alert the pancreas, liver, and gallbladder to produce digestive juices and transfer bile, a yellowish-green liquid that digests fat, in preparation for the next stage. After 3 hours inside the stomach, the once shapely bolus is now a frothy liquid called chyme, and it's ready to move into the small intestine. The liver sends bile to the gallbladder, which secretes it into the first portion of the small intestine, called the duodenum. Here, it dissolves the fats floating in the slurry of chyme so they can be easily digested by the pancreatic and intestinal juices that have leached onto the scene. These enzyme-rich juices break the fat molecules down into fatty acids and glycerol for easier absorption into the body. The enzymes also carry out the final deconstruction of proteins into amino acids and carbohydrates into glucose. This happens in the small intestine's lower regions, the jejunum and ileum, which are coated in millions of tiny projections called villi. These create a huge surface area to maximize molecule absorption and transference into the bloodstream. The blood takes them on the final leg of their journey to feed the body's organs and tissues. But it's not over quite yet. Leftover fiber, water, and dead cells sloughed off during digestion make it into the large intestine, also known as the colon. The body drains out most of the remaining fluid through the intestinal wall. What's left is a soft mass called stool. The colon squeezes this byproduct into a pouch called the rectum, where nerves sense it expanding and tell the body when it's time to expel the waste. The byproducts of digestion exit through the anus, and the food's long journey, typically lasting between 30 and 40 hours, is finally complete. TED-Ed is a nonprofit. If you value our work, please consider supporting it on patreon.com/TED-Ed.
By this, we have finished the first part of our lesson, Introduction for the Heterotrophic Nutrition. Next time, inshallah, ya jama'a, in part 2, we are going to start talking